How to understand if you shifted reality. So this is a question that I get asked all the time, or even I get asked, how do I know if I'm on the wish fulfilled? How do I know if my manifestation is coming? In today's video, we're gonna talk all about how to find out if you have shifted reality. And it's not what you would think, it's actually a little bit more intriguing, so keep on watching. Hello everybody, my name is Naya, and on this channel I talk everything about manifestation, esotericism, and so much more. And on Patreon I have extra weekly videos that I post. If you guys are interested, we also have a community up there, a chat dedicated. Just subscribe, it's really nice. And now let's get to the video. Okay, you guys, so keep in mind that obviously rules do not exist, and I only talk from my personal experience. I'm constantly learning, constantly expanding, and never have I said that you should absolutely do what I say, because otherwise you wouldn't manifest. You need to find your own perfect way of manifesting because you are already a master manifester. So I'm all for think independently. So just take only what resonates with you. And I'd love if you comment down below so we can share our experiences, because it's so much fun to learn. So shifting realities is something that I've been more and more into lately. Not just like basic manifestation. Like, I don't know if you noticed, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, I've been moving towards less and less law of assumption, strictly manifestation, and that all pendulum that has become to more, let's talk about the cool stuff. Let's talk about shifting realities, quantum jumping, esoteric stuff, you know. We're moving forward in this channel, in this community. We don't stay stuck. We don't like that. So with that being said, how do you find out? This is actually extremely interesting because many people don't know, and they're looking for signs in order to understand whether they have shifted or their manifestation is happening. Remember, you guys, the sign never precedes manifestation. They always follow. So by the time that you are seeing any signs or anything that you will perceive as a sign, you have to continue, because that indicates that your manifestation it's already there, it's already happening, even though you might not understand exactly the bridge of events, or you're just about to see it. Now, what we know and what I think and I believe is that actually we're not attracting anything, we're not creating anything, as creation is already finished, but we are just shifting into sectors of reality, into life tracks, lifelines that are already established, and there are infinite numbers of life tracks. By the way, if you want to watch my video about simulation theory and parallel realities, I actually have it. I will put it over here if you want to watch it. So with that being said, from my experience, there are a couple of ways to understand whether or not you have shifted reality. And if you want to know more about this subject, I have two books for you. I have two authors. They're the best, in my opinion. One is Frederick E. Dodson. I will put it over here. Wonderful. He talks all about shifting realities. And another one, I mentioned it quite a lot, is Vadim Zeland with Reality Transurfing. These two authors, they talk a lot about shifting realities. If you want to know more, if you want to get more educated about it, because I don't hide anything from you guys. So all that I say is what you see is what you get. So, okay, I get to the point. So with that being said, how do you find out? Typically, well, let's say you are affirming, visualizing, or whatever method of choice. You should continue that. And if you're doing this consistently, so for a while, now some people take longer, some people take less, it really depends. But let's say you're doing it consistently, you're not complaining, you're just affirming, visualizing, creating your slides, whatever. What is going to happen is that first and foremost, you're going to start feeling differently. So the first basic way to understand if you've shifted reality is feelings. Now, feelings is not something that you just create or conjure. You could have bad times here and there, but generally overall, you're going to start feeling a lot better. You're going to start feeling calm, more balanced. You will spiral a lot less. You will react a lot less. There is something about you that just changes in the way that you perceive your reality, and maybe the same same bad circumstances start happening, but you just don't care that much, or your reaction has changed dramatically or forever, and you simply are not affected that much to the circumstances outside of you. Circumstances could be even somebody telling you, oh, your manifestation is never going to happen, or giving you negative stories, and you're just like, you don't care that much. If you want to know more about the subject of like, I don't care that much, you can watch my video entitled The Black Sabbath, because that's a video dedicated to this sort of state and feeling. So that could happen. Also, another feeling that it could happen is just that you guys feel changed as a person. You feel like a whole brand new self. You're not afraid anymore to be yourself. You have a renewed sense of hope. So these are all signs that you are either shifting or you have already shifted reality. And therefore, what you should do, you should just keep persisting. Regardless, I think you should just keep persisting. Either you give it to God, you ask for spiritual help. I will make that video, I promise, about it. Or you just persist with the method of choice. But that's we already know this, right? But the cool thing is that there are other things that will start happening. And the things that will start happening that I think actually they are the most usual. It's not even the feeling, because you can get a feeling and you feel change and you don't care that much, or you feel a renewed sense of hope, and that could happen. But you could also have some bad days and still you have shifted reality. What will happen? It's some weird quirks here and there in your reality, like glitches. And I'm serious about this. I have experienced it so many times, and that's why I speak so confidently about it. So if you have ever heard of deja vu is a way, in my opinion, remember this is my opinion, I know I have to always say it, but otherwise, it's not clear, apparently. But in my opinion, deja vu are ways to understand the glitch in the matrix. So every single time, I actually, from years and years ago, I started writing down every single time I had a deja vu. And what I noticed consistently, like a scientific experiment, that every single time I had a deja vu, something shifted in my reality. Now, sometimes it was shifting for the better, and sometimes it was shifting for the worst, especially when I was keeping tracks of the deja vu. So after a while that I was keeping tracks of the deja vu, I started noticing, okay, so every single time that I'm having a deja vu, I'm actually shifting. Something is happening later down the line. So it could be a couple of days after, and sometimes even a couple of months after. Then when I noticed this, every single time that I had a deja vu, so let's say I was walking down a park or something, and I was having a deja vu, I will say it, I will be like, oh, I just had a deja vu. And I will think, pay attention now. What are you thinking now? What is your state of consciousness now? And I will just, give a sum up of my state of consciousness. And let's say it was a good state of consciousness. I was in an harmonious place in that moment. I will be like, I'm shifting. I'm shifting in a good life track. And therefore, actually, not therefore, what I noticed is that, something good started to happen immediately after that. Literally a couple of days after that, something major in my life started to shift, and I knew I actually shifted reality. Other times when I was having deja vu and I was thinking something extremely negative, I'll use it just to, put myself back on track and refocus into something positive, which allowed me to use the deja vu in order to prevent me from shifting to a bad sector of reality. This for me is being a wonderful game changer. It has worked over and over and over again, and consistently I have seen results of noticing when I was shifting. Because remember, you are always choosing with your thoughts. You are always shifting in different sectors of realities depending on your thoughts and your states of consciousness, okay? Then another thing that I have noticed when I was manifesting something extremely specific, and especially this has happened one time that I was manifesting a specific person, I noticed that I was doing the affirmations, and back then I was doing hypnosis. And the hypnosis that I was doing were walking hypnosis and walking meditation. So you basically put yourself into a trance state and then you start walking as your new self. This is something that I have learned from Joe Dispenza, but you actually find hypnosis also on the app Aura. If you guys are interested in finding Aura, you find my affiliate link down below. Yes, it's an affiliate link, but I actually use that app and I love it. It's down below if you want to have a free trial with them. But regardless of this, I was doing the hypnosis and I was walking and shifting and affirming and like going into the wish fulfilled in this trance state over and over again for days. what happened and what I noticed, that after a while that I was walking the shoes of my new self, in that case I was manifesting a specific person, something felt different. As I was walking, I remember this vividly, I was walking my dog Aki, my little Chihuahua, and Aki, usually animals in general, are very habitudinary, so we were walking the same path. He usually does the same thing over and over again every single day. But what happened that day, all of a sudden, he started acting completely differently, and he completely escaped from my leash and went somewhere that he'd never been before. And in that moment, I paid very close attention. I know it sounds weird and it sounds like a coincidence, but follow me through. In that moment, I said, I shifted. Because Aki would have never behaved in this way. I must be in another lifeline. I know it sounds crazy, but you will experience it yourself if you persist, and you will know what I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, experience teaches. You will know. If you tested yourself, you will know. What happened after I said this, and you might say because you have affirmed this, could be, but that's what I think. I think I shifted. After that happened, boom, I manifested that specific person, and things started turning so fast. Then other times it happened again. What you will experience when you're shifting reality is that maybe you're doing the same usual trip to go to work, or maybe you're walking in the same road. Something will feel different, either inside of you, but most of the time something will happen outside of yourself. Now, the common thing that happens, people will start treating you differently, especially when you're shifting your self-concept, or maybe you start seeing signs, let's say that you're manifesting a specific person, you'll start seeing people that look alike that person over and over again, or a name of that person repeatedly in your experience, or something even more clear than that. Something will feel slightly different. And it could be anything. It could even be you're eating an apple and this apple tastes completely different than what it tasted before. Something in your reality feels quite different. And you understand whether or not you have shifted into a positive life track or a wanted life track or an unwanted one by the feeling of like, okay, things start moving. Like, I feel this is kind of different, but it feels good. And in another unwanted life track, you will think about when you enter a room and something feels off, like you're afraid, you want to go away. That's how you would feel. But you will notice from the surrounding, like colors will look slightly different, or a building that you always pass actually looks quite differently. Stuff like that happens, and in my opinion they are called glitch in the matrix. So you understand that you have shifted reality when feelings is the first thing, so how you feel, how you identify, then experiences that happens outside of you, and deja vus. Track the deja vus in a diary if you can, and possibly even your dreams, because dreams are anticipation. Like when you are in the dream state, and by the way, I made a video where I talk about what happens in the dream state, but oftentimes when you are in the dream state, you're traveling the alternative space, you're traveling the quantum field, and you have some sort of like trailers or anticipation of what could happen. By the way, there is even a biologist that talks about this in the experiences of dream that is called Rupert Sheldrake. If you want to read his books, I will put it somewhere over here. And he talks also about telepathy and the Morphe field. I made videos about him. So all of this stuff, it's very mysterious, because when you experience this sort of shifts, you actually don't know whether you're going crazy or actually this is happening. But if you just pay attention and observe and track them, if you write them down or you just remember them, you will notice that after these little shifts in perception and experience, you usually start getting the bridge of events. You usually start getting the manifestation. Now, do you need to track these things in order to get your manifestation? Obviously not, because at the end of the day, you are going to know for sure that you have shifted realities or you have been in the wishful field when you get the manifestation. You are going to believe 100% that you have your manifestation when you're going to get the manifestation. That obviously gives you a whole different feeling and security that of course you have shifted, but that, guys, comes with experience. Actually, everything that I say comes with experience. But Let's say you have already experienced these little shifts or this little glitch in reality, and you're wondering whether you're going crazy or not. You're wondering what they're all about. Well, they could definitely be you shifting into a new reality. And so by tracking them down, you actually guide yourself through the experience and you give yourself a little bit more of reassurance and confidence. I hope with this video I answered one of your questions. Let me know other questions down below, because if you guys ask me questions, you want to see a sort of video about anything in specific, I can make it for you. So comment and engage down below. I always read the comments and I reply to you either down below or actually with a video. I love you guys, and I'll see you very soon on this channel, and keep on shifting. I love you guys. Bye.